Yay. Let me make sure. I was doing like all my tests and stuff this afternoon, and I had accidentally unmuted my stream that I pulled up in another window, and it like created like a feedback loop, and it just absolutely terrified me.
I did that for probably the first 6 months of my entire. The only reason I have a working stream is that my wife put everything together for me when we got the new computer. Had I
That's
not,
nice.
I am the luckiest man in the world, and for that reason alone. But then on top of everything else, I'm like, this is, yeah,
I desperately need I would love to have that seems to be a common denominator in a lot of my creator friends is that they're a couple and one of the two couples people whatever
yeah,
is like technologically savvy and knows what to do, and I'm like I need a producer, you know. I
yeah.
need someone who knows how to set all this up because I try to set things up and like it works mostly, but sometimes there's just like insane um, problems that like only I can
Yes,
create.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, have I posted everywhere? We should be live by now. Um,
Right. Let
wait,
me
no, that's not what I want.
refresh.
I want
There
to
we
open the
go.
chat. There we go. Cool. It might be there's a good chance it might just be you and me, so we'll see. But
Oh,
either
hey,
way,
no,
I'm down to hang out.
this is half the fun. And honestly, if you want to start live streaming all of our private conversations, publish our text messages, I feel like there's money to be made there. Don't know where exactly, but somewhere.
No, I
All right.
agree. I think that's I think you're onto something there.
I'm working on it.
Also, I all of a sudden remembered that the last time we did this, we came up with like a Middle Earth spelling bee.
Yes, yes, I've
And
been planning. Oh, you got something?
no, oh no, it was literally just that, and I want to do that. Was the end of the sentence. So like, hopefully in the new year, there's like
Yes.
some very silly ideas that like I would like to try and play in with like all the creator friends that I've
Absolutely.
made. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me go live here and then put up the little banner to let them know I'm live. Live on Twitch. Oh no. Live at first. Link in bio. Will TikTok approve this? It's under review.
It doesn't matter. Wait, what?
Well, I'm trying to tell
Twitch.tv
people to go live, so it's
slash. Huh? Why did it not? That's interesting. It didn't link it. I was sharing it. Maybe it's the WD. Oh, hey, there's 12
yeah,
people.
there are. I
Oh,
told you I'm gonna
Emily's
start
in the
sharing.
chat. Oh, hey, y'all. Sorry, I just refreshed my feed and all of a sudden I had people hanging out.
It's a
What
weird moment, isn't
up?
it? When you don't expect there to be an audience and suddenly there are people like, what?
Oh, come to
Oh,
look at little us.
yeah. Well, hey, that's what we're here for.
And here's a little ASMR for everyone.
Okay.
That spilled everywhere.
Oh no. Oh, it spilled and your mic peaked, so I didn't hear a thing.
Oh no!
I'm
Aw.
so sorry. Here, hang on. You want me to Hmm? Can someone clip that so we can
That
post
was
it to
me choking on
TikTok
my own
later?
spit,
No,
not at
that
your
tracks.
ASMR
That
attempt.
100% tracks. That 100% tracks. TikTok folks, go to the link in my bio and come watch Drunk Middle Earth History with me and Mary Clay. Um, Click the link in my bio.
Oh, that's right. I forget. Zoom does this thing where it recognizes gestures, and I don't like it.
What? Wait,
Yeah,
can
hang on.
can everyone see that? Oh, I don't think anyone else except. Oh no, we
Yeah, it
can.
shows up. Yeah.
What? But this is so unnecessary. I'm
There's
already
another
giving the
thing
thumbs up.
I have not figured out when, but there's something that triggers balloons. And I don't know.
I'm just
I
gonna
have
keep
not
doing
figured it
random
out yet.
gestures. Does someone need to bring a cake in now? What's
What
happening?
if I
I
do a
don't know.
thumbs down?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This feels how
Oh,
see, you've got the good walls for it. I've just got capitalism behind me.
No, what you have right there is storage for your fun shit, which I
I
don't
do
have.
have storage. That's okay. By the way, TikTok folks, all 16 of you, including Tori Fox. Hi, Tori. Go to the first link in my bio. We are live with Mary Claywatt doing Middle Earth Drunk History. I guess, is this like the official show or like a special live recording
This
or
is
just
a
like,
special live recording. I got
woohoo!
this idea like a week ago because I am now able to launch my Star Wars podcast. And I have been working
Hey,
on that the past month. And so I'm finally bringing That's What I'm Talking About to a close 6 months after I brought it to a close the first time.
you'll be back.
Honest to
Soon you'll
God.
see. First, it was the
um,
writer's strike. In
yeah.
6 months, it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
Who
And
even
so I was
knows?
just like looking at the calendar and I was like, well, I don't want to like I had like pre-recorded my previous episode like a while ago and I was like I don't really want to go out kind of just like not knowing that that was going to be the quote unquote last episode. It won't be. I already have the War of the Rohirrim movie on my
Yup.
calendar for December
Yup.
2024. Um which was
So
moved
far
back,
away.
by the way. It was originally, I
I
think,
know.
like March
For
or
a good
something.
reason. For a good reason. God, my hair is not cooperating.
It looks
Someone in the
beautiful. What are
tick.
you talking
Thank
about?
you. Someone in the TikTok chat just said that I look like I have mad professor hair today, and now I can't unsee it.
I love that. Well, hey everyone in the chat, what's up? Um
Hi,
Emily,
everybody.
yeah, Emily, you and I will connect about that. Um
Oh, real quick, because there's 62 people now in my TikTok chat. TikTok, I'm live on Twitch at the first link in my bio. Do me a favor, go there now because it really freaked Mary Clay out when there were 13 people in the chat, and I want
yeah.
all 73 of you. I
Oh
want all
no, if we
73.
got to we are at 25, so then never mind. I'm
There we
happy now.
go.
I'm
There
happy
we
now.
go.
See, I can entertain myself just to an empty room. So one person
Yes,
is all I need.
that's
Um
fine.
what is everyone up to? Yeah, Star Wars podcast coming in January 2024. Actually, I let me pull up a calendar because I think I can
Oh,
share exclusive information.
we have
Um
exclusives? You've got a scoop?
by January 9th. Skywalk before you won.
And take
Doing
two,
great.
go.
It's live, no cuts. Skywalk Before You Run will be launching January 9th. So, New Year,
Nice.
New Hope.
And there's your
Hey,
tagline. There's your
New Year, New
tagline for
Hope.
the entire. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And then like a
All right.
cut to like someone on the side being like, "She's our new hope."
I love it. I
Yes,
love it.
hi
I
to
love it.
Kenna. I previously played a game called Death and Taxes, which I highly recommend playing, by the way, in which you are the Grim Reaper at a desk job. And you have to choose like who lives and dies, and you get like orders every day, and there's like a whole variety of endings apparently. And on the previous the last time I played it, I accidentally unleashed a plague and killed the entire planet. And that resulted in the entire afterlife department being fired because there was no one for us to manage anymore.
Oh no. You made yourself obsolete in the
I
afterlife.
know, I know. And like
Good
that one
Lord.
was a legitimate accident where I
That's
like
rough.
didn't read I forgot to like read my instructions first. And then I like made choices and then read the instructions afterwards and it was like, don't let this person live. And I was like, oopsie. Too
That's
late.
amazing. Okay, TikTok folks, you know what to do. Go to the first link in my bio. We are live at twitch.tv/MC What's Up for you want to take it away? Is this how
Yeah,
we
we've got a good gang here. I hope you all enjoy this presentation that I have prepared for us all today. In a way that I think I got a little too carried away with it as I was making it last night. Um,
Okay.
I had fun making it, And if I'm the only one who is amused by it, that is fine. So today we are here to talk. Oh, wait, I need to do like an intro to the podcast.
Yeah, please. This is.
Hello and welcome to That's What I'm Talking About, Drunk Middle Earth History, in which I tried ending this podcast 6 months ago, and then some strikes happened, which means that I couldn't have done my Star Wars podcast, so I started this new series called Drunk Middle Earth History, where I came back to the world of Tolkien, but then the strikes resolved very successfully, and we're very proud of that. So I'm actually going to end this series. This is the last episode. But that means I can launch my next podcast, Skywalk Before You Run, coming out January 9th. And joining me today for this grand finale to talk about Bill the Pony is Don the Marshall.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a heck of an introduction.
TikTok's obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy. Did I get it right that
time? Yes, you did. You did. And we're already a little tipsy. Or I am at least.
I am too. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
It's the Thursday. It's not the Thursday before Christmas. That's next week. You know what? 'Tis the season to be jolly, everyone.
Time has lost all meaning since the pandemic started. Honestly, you could have told me it was already 2024. I probably would have believed you.
Is it not 2024? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God. Here's how bad it is. I legitimately wasn't sure if you were being serious. I was so worried that I was wrong.
See, here's the thing is it doesn't feel like the Christmas season. It doesn't feel like winter. It doesn't feel like December. For whatever reason, at least for me. And so my brain is simultaneously like, it's not the end of the year. So then we must be in the next year already. I don't know.
Yes.
That's how time is working for me currently.
That feels like the correct description. By the way, I did just want to let everybody know, the person that said I had the mad professor hair, that was Zach, one of the players in my TTRPG in Middle-earth, The Lord of the Rings, The Unpredicted Party. So thank you, Zach. Love you.
We stand mad professor hair. Yeah.
This is so fancy.
Let's say I started getting inspired by George Lucas with all the side swipes and whatnot.
Oh no, I'm a fan.
Actually, no, I don't think there are many. Google Slides has a severe lack of transition options that PowerPoint presentation offered. I don't know about you, Don, but I think I made my first PowerPoint like for a class assignment in the 6th grade. And like the instructions were like, there have to be at least 3 transitions and 3 animate, because they like want you to like play with it and learn what it is.
Yes.
And like, I went wild. I went ham.
15 different transitions on a single star. One letter is way bigger than all of the others to look like those old calligraphy books. Yes, the whole 9 yards. I was there too.
I am so impressed with your ability to multitask and like be in the chat, and I like my brain can look at one person at a time.
In the words of Renee Rapp, ADHD. It's a superpower of mine, I suppose.
Mine's theoretically an undiagnosed superpower. We'll get to that in the new year. Potentially. Okay, there we go. I was trying to do that. How, or maybe I want us down here. I don't know. I might move us. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Okay, whatever.
Move us around as it goes.
As it works. Okay, great. Thank you all for coming to Drunk Middle Earth History 101. I am your professor. I wish I was in a physical classroom, because I would use the hell out of a laser pointer right now. Today's topic is oh, that was a slow transition.
It's okay.
Today's topic is none other than William Bill the Pony. Now, fun fact, this is actually a piece of art that I commissioned for a charity thing like a year ago, and I forgot I did that. It is by this wonderful artist, Sydney Dean. I followed her on Instagram for years. I love her style of art. It's so creative and fun. And sometime last year, or maybe even the year before, she and some other artists were doing like a charity live stream, and I requested Bill the Pony.
That is amazing.
Yes,
I love that.
my plan one day is to print this out and like hang it at an office, but I don't have an office. It's just a
I
living room.
love this so much. Are you familiar with Meg's Mashables by any chance?
No,
The
what is
woman
that? Or who
It's
is
a
that?
very talented artist. Meg draws mashups of two animals, like a corgi shark is a cork. And we met at a con several months ago, and we, this woman is so fast and so talented. My wife in the group chat was like, "Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be funny if?" And it was just like a random combination of two animals. And like 5 minutes later, Meg has this very beautiful rough sketch of whatever animals she was talking about. It was like a giraffe in a top hat or something with something fancy with another animal. But like, I am in awe of these artists and their talent to just be
Yes.
able to like, yep, cool,
Yeah.
just very quickly doing that, shading, cartoonish style. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
There's actually in my city there's like I guess I don't know, that just reminded me kind of similarly. There's like an event where I want to say it's called like the Monster Mashup or I don't know something, but like it's just a whole bunch of artists in a room and you just go up and you pay them to like make a sketch like right then and there, and I'm pretty sure it's like all for charity and stuff. But yeah, I wish I could draw a straight line. And people who have artistic abilities like this are so talented, and I am so jealous of them.
Same. 100% same.
So,
This is a
our,
lot. It's a lot of skill and talent.
our dear friend Billiam the pony, um, there we go, was born in a little town called Bree. It's right there. It in the Shire or on the outskirts of the Shire? How would you classify Bree?
Technically, Bree is on the outskirts of the Shire in that weird in-between land that isn't the Wild and isn't the Shire.
It's like that last city on like a highway, and then it's like
Hmm.
next maybe even like rest stop, and it's like next rest stop 66 miles, and like
Yeah,
this is
that's
Bree.
exactly what
It's
it
the
is. It's
last rest
exactly what
stop.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so we don't know much about his parentage, his family tree. The text does not tell us that. So knowing what we know about Bill the Pony, we have to draw our own conclusions about where this beautiful, magnificent pony potentially came from. So the logical conclusion is that his mother is Twilight Sparkle and his father is none other than Lil Sebastian.
Oh my God. This is amazing.
And they fell in love and had this wonderful, magnificent pony. Not named Bill yet, which we will get into.
Okay.
Now, sadly, Lil Sebastian had to go do his good work in the community of Pawnee, Indiana. And Twilight Sparkle had to go save friendship in the land of Equestria. So that sadly left our dear little Bill an orphan.
Is the land of My Little Pony actually called Equestria?
Yes, it is. I did have to look that up.
That's so on the nose that it goes back around to being hilarious.
I did,
Carry on.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I did have to look that up. I didn't know that off the top of my head.
Uh, Neither did I.
So yes, he was left alone in the town of Bree, as we have now established on the outskirts of the Shire. That last rest stop for 66 miles. So his birth name, we actually don't know, because a character is who gives him the name Bill. So we don't know what his given name is.
Oh my God. This is okay. So just to clarify, because again, we didn't really talk about what this was going to be
Yeah,
beforehand.
I literally,
Are you
by the way, yeah, watchers, viewers, that's what it's called. I came up with this idea like a week ago, a week and a half ago. I knew that Don did like streaming stuff, and so like he would be familiar and comfortable with this. And so I texted him and was like, any chance you're available this night? And he was like, yes. And I was like, I have some vague ideas. I'll get back to you. And then like maybe 2 days ago, I texted him and was like, okay, here's the plan. If it's okay if you don't have time, whatever, blah, blah, just show up and be a witness.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I am also, I need to say, I'm so impressed by the fact that you have somehow managed to make everything you say either fit within the canon or be so outlandish that I know you're joking, so that the lines are kind of blurred.
I mean, I don't know what
Because
you're referring to.
I,
I am absolutely serious with this. Point me, point me to the piece of text that proves this wrong.
exactly. There's no way to prove it's right. Therefore, it can
Hey, Starry Eyed, thanks for joining. You've come in at an interesting time. We're just establishing Bill the Pony's early life before he meets our dear friends in the Fellowship. So yes, we don't know what his birth name is. What's the next bullet point? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. His hometown is Bree, as we've established. And his favorite bar, again, we can assume is the Prancing Pony. If you are a pony, why would you not go to the Prancing Pony? And also there is text to support
well,
that. What? Oh, go ahead.
hang on. Before we get to the text support, the Bill the pony going to the bar, the Prancing Pony, feels a little on the nose, but only because, and maybe I'm anthropomorphizing him too much, that would be the equivalent of me going to a bar that is called Nervous White Guy.
But wouldn't you feel at home there?
Oh man, see, at first I found it insulting, but now I think I might need to open up a bar. Sorry, you had textual support to confirm that Bill, in fact,
Yes,
does
which is that
go
Butterman, but there's too many B's in his
Barleyman.
name.
If you think that's crazy, wait till I tell you about all of the elves with the word Finn in their name.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware. That'll be for our next live stream, I think. Actually, no, first, I think we have to do spelling bee first and then like family, like history. We'll do, are you smart? Are you smarter than a Tolkien talker? And I'll be
Oh
Steve. No,
God.
Steve Harvey didn't host Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Who
That was
hosted that?
Jeff Gold, not
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Goldblum.
we'll do Are You Smarter
Gold.
Than a Whatever, and I'll host it because I'm not smarter than any of you, and I'm aware of that. Um,
Hang on. Hang
except
on. Hang on.
I will say, I do think I have a superior range of knowledge about Bill the Pony than any other Tolkien talker out there. Bill the Pony is
You are
my sweet
watching
spot.
you are watching the Mary Clay Watt. The obscure Bill the Pony
Oh, there's
fact.
the balloons. There's the.
Yes, we've been trying to get it all night.
Okay, I did a peace sign. Let's see. There it is. Okay.
Ah! That is incredible. What amazing timing. And what better way to cement the fact that you are the obscure Bill the Pony facts lady
Facts person. Yes.
person. Sorry, gender,
Lady.
pronoun.
I don't know.
Whatever you want. Gender's a
Gremlin.
construct. Gremlin. The
Goblin.
obscure
Yeah.
Bill the Pony. You want to be Goblin or Gremlin?
Yeah, I'll
It's
be
important.
Goblin. I think is
The
appropriate. Yeah.
obscure Bill the Pony facts Gremlin.
Yes.
Mazel tov.
Let's see. Yeah, so we can assume. Also, I'm pretty sure to be fair, the Prancing Pony is the only bar I think in Bree. So it kind of has to be your favorite.
That's true. It was really crowded and it's a small town.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Now, unfortunately, like we said, he is an orphan, and his owner is one
Whoa,
Bill
wait,
Fernie.
wait, wait, wait. Does the purple pony in My Little Pony die?
No, I mean, they essentially, abandoned their child.
Oh, right. You can be an orphan without your parents' deaths. Sorry.
It's kind of, it's kind of like, in Hey Arnold, how his parents, like, left him with his grandparents to go fly off to, like, Peru or something, and they just never came back. And we assume that they die, but they're kind of just on their own adventure. Did you watch Hey Arnold?
Was that
Is
the
this a
like
lost?
made for TV? No, was that like a made for TV
It was
movie
a
special
two-part
thing?
special where it was
Yeah.
all about like it was like parents weekend, and
Yes.
Arnold was, like understandably emotional and upset that his grandparents were his family and he didn't have his real parents there. And so he kept asking his grandpa for information about his parents and like what really happened. And I'm pretty sure it was a two-part special.
Oh my God, you just brought me back like 20 years. I haven't thought about it since I
Oh,
watched it. It was just,
I think about that all the time. How Hey Arnold's parents, like, she gave birth to Arnold in like a volcano. Like, it was an erupting volcano and they were like in Peru. I don't know what their jobs were.
we need to keep going because if I think about this too much, I might break.
So anyway, so similarly to Arnold, Bill the Pony was left in Bree, without his parents, Twilight Sparkle and Lil Sebastian. And so his owner became Bill Fernie. And because of his ownership, Bill the Pony is a brave boy. First
Hmm.
and foremost, he is a brave, brave boy. And we will get into those details in just a minute. But first, we need to understand who Bill Fernie is. So this is technically what he looks like in a random shot of the movie. This is what I was imagining while reading the book. Is
You want to know something funny? I didn't know that that guy was credited as Bill Fernie. Is that
Oh, I
really?
couldn't have told you that. That's just what, like Tolkien.pedia told me. Whatever it's called. Tolkien Gateway. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, just
All right.
a seedy guy in the background
Yeah.
of the bar.
Love
He looks
that.
like a Bill Fernie. So first, yeah, so his name is Bill Fernie. He's first and foremost an asshole. He is an abuser.
He is.
He is greedy.
He is.
And finally, he is a fascist sympathizer
Wow.
because of his actions towards the end of Return of the King, after the hobbits leave, and we find out what went down in the Shire.
We went from abusive father of the high school Billy in a high school drama to fascist sympathizer.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
what else do you call a
No, hey,
supporter of
listen,
Saruman?
you're not wrong. I'm just saying, wow. Adjectives and descriptors here, 10 out of 10. Carry on.
You keep that in mind. It's only going to go down from here.
Okay.
So, when do we first meet Bill? It is in Fellowship of the Ring, Book 1, Chapter 11, A Knife in the Dark. He is quite literally the last pony in town because the previous night, all the Black Riders came into town, ransacked the village. I never understood. It was potentially implied that Bill Fernie opened up like this is the other thing. Apparently, all of the animals in the town are in one barn or one stable because someone opened the doors the previous night. And so the Black Riders come in and ransack the town, and all of the animals get scared off, including the ponies that the hobbits were riding that Tom Bombadil gave them, with like absolutely insane names. That was like Sunny the Bumpity Bum, and they had very silly names.
I'm sorry, what?
Sunny the Bumpity Bum. Yeah, obviously.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's canon now. Hang on one second because I am. Oh, do you mean Fatty Lumpkin?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one. Well, okay, but to be fair, there is a person named Fatty Bulger. So in my head, I was like, Fatty Lumpkin's not the name of a horse.
Fatty is short for Frediger.
But I don't care. They call him Fatty. That's what his name is. They call him Fatty Bulger. Can you imagine that being your, like, if your name was Frediger and they're like, oh, we're gonna give you a nickname, Fatty, I would be like, why not Fred?
Yeah. Yeah,
Freddy?
no, that works.
Why not Freddy? They went straight for Fatty. That is unhinged.
It is. Can I read you? I'm on the Fatty Lumpkin Lord of the Rings fandom
Amazing,
page.
perfect.
The translations for the foreign language names of Bill the Pony are outstanding, and I want everybody to know about it
Yes,
right
please,
now.
please.
Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't think you are.
I'm
Coming in,
prepared. I'm fully prepared.
there are six. We're gonna go from six to one. Okay. Coming in at last place, Polish, where Bill the Pony is translated into pulpit. Coming in at number 5, Finnish. And I apologize for my accents here. The Finnish pronunciation of Bill the Pony is moikik.
That's cute. That's cute.
4th place is French, gros niguad. Gros space Niguad. There's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's okay.
What'd you just say?
It wasn't English, and I mean that literally. I do mean that literally. Number 3 is Italian, Grazotto Bozzolo. Number 2,
How do you hang on, wait.
Grazotto, Grassoto, Grazotto, Bozzolo, Bozzolo.
Oh, Bozolo. I thought you said
Bozo-
I don't know languages.
You ready for number 2?
Yes, go for it.
Number 2 is the Dutch translation, Dikzak Slumper. Dikzak space Slumper. Slomper. And coming in at number 1,
What's gonna beat Dick Sack?
German, Dickies Plumpel.
Dickie's Plumple?
Dickesplumppel. It is German.
This is outstanding news. Also, you know what? Only you, Don, could come in to the one topic that I was like, I think I am the outstanding expert in the field, and come in with obscure information that I did not know.
We did this together. I did not know this information beforehand. I got it from a wiki page, and that is collaboration in motion. What you just witnessed, folks, was art. We carry on. This
is art.
Tag yourselves. Which of the 6 are you? By the way, that needs to go on TikTok.
What, reading all the different names?
Reading the names and reacting to them. It's amazing. Sorry, you have this lovely presentation, and I...
Of course. I hope you've been taking notes. There will be a test at the end. It's worth 70% of your final grade.
There's a great... Oh, God. Okay.
Hang on. I have too many tabs open, so let me clear stuff out. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, that's right. All the ponies in the land went off. They also went to Equestria. And by Equestria, they actually went back to, I think, the Hobbit's ponies eventually found their way back to Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only pony in the land is Bill the Pony. And Strider comes in and is like, we have to leave this morning immediately. And Barlaman is like, well, bad news. You don't have any way to travel or carry your gear. There's just this emaciated, sickly pony owned by Bill Fernie. Oh, wait, actually, hang on. I do want to go back to...
we got one more thing.
I got to go back to this point. About Bill being a brave boy.
You hammered that one home.
because he is the only pony that didn't run off when the Black Riders came to town.
Good in a crisis. That's an ADHD staple as a brave
My
boy.
guess is that he had no idea what was happening.
Oh, we took the two very
But
opposite
that
ends.
is his strength, you know?
Oh God.
So, yeah, they're like, this is the only pony, and the man who owns him, Bill Fernie, is a jerk, and he knows that you guys need a pony, and he knows that this is the only pony in town. So, due to supply and demand, Bill is sold for 12 cents, which is 3 times his value. And that's not me putting that in all honesty. I think this was a steal. This was a steal for the pony that they got. But the text says this was 3 times his value. So we meet Bill the pony finally. And this is our first description of Bill the pony. It proved to be a bony, underfed, and dispirited animal, but it did not look like dying just yet. And that is our first description of Bill the pony. So he's not doing so good.
I'm so sorry to do this. Someone in the chat is a dear friend of mine named Whitney. And Whitney has only very recently watched the regular theatrical editions of the Lord of the Rings movies. And I have no idea.
Is Whitney smoking glue guns?
Yes.
But
Whitney is
stellar
smoking glue.
username, by the way. Amazing.
She's a dice maker.
Whitney, here's the thing.
Actually,
even in the extended editions, Bill the Pony is a minor footnote. I mean, in all honesty, Bill the Pony is kind of a footnote in the books. But he's the most...
That is very true.
He is actually, dare I say, a hoof note.
Oh, that's our show, folks. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for coming in stream.
Thank you. Tip the waitresses, please. Make sure you're... Okay.
Yes, there is a pony, and he is the most majestic in the land. As you were going... Honestly, this is the best place you could have come to learn about Billiam the pony.
You're in the right place. Side note, this is actually one of Whitney's dice. It's a Hobbit house that she made me.
That's so cool.
It's so amazing. And her nat 20s are the smoking glue guns.
I love that.
Anyway,
that's so
sorry,
cool.
carry
that's
on.
So fun.
Carry on. Ugh.
So yeah, he's a very skinny, malnourished boy. Now Frodo's first reaction to hearing that, like, oh yeah, there's this guy, he's going to sell you this pony. His first reaction is, surely this is some kind of a trick. And the pony is just loyal to the owner. And the owner is just going to, like, you know, we're going to sell the pony. Wait, no, we're going to give him all of our money. And then the pony is going to bolt back to Bill the Fernie and go back to his owner. And Barliman is like, no, I'm pretty sure this pony would be better off on your trek across Middle Earth than with this guy.
How bad of a person do you have to be to have Aragorn say, I think that this previous owner is worse than 9
Ringwraiths
Nazgul.
And 9
Nazgul or a fascist. And Aragorn says, let's go face the Nazgul. I'm not dealing with the fascist. There's so many layers to this.
Yeah.
So many layers to this.
And so we do find out that Bill the Pony is very loyal to the hobbits because of that. He does not bolt. He does not come back to Bill the Fernie. Bill the Fernie.
It's like that one TikTok sound. Hey, remember that time you showed me an ounce of attention and affection? Well, I love you. You're never getting rid of me now.
Yes. So then they're on their way out of town, and everyone's kind of turning out to watch because they're like, this is the most exciting thing to hit Bree since those Black Riders came through here last night. So they're watching everyone leave. Bill Fernie is watching them, kind of like skulking in the background. Over the hedge, another man was staring boldly. He had heavy black brows and dark, scornful eyes. His large mouth curled in a sneer. He was smoking a short black pipe. And then he makes fun of Strider for his nicknames. And Strider's like, Very cool reaction. It just says Strider nodded but did not answer. So he's like, I'm not bothered with you. And then Bill Ferny says, and you, Sammy, don't go ill-treating my poor old pony. Sam turned quickly. And you, Ferny, he said, put your ugly face out of sight or it will get hurt.
And it does.
And it does.
And it does.
With a sudden flick, quick as lightning, an apple left his hand and hit Bill square on the nose. He ducked too late, and curses came from behind the hedge. Waste of a good apple, said Sam regretfully, and strode on.
Samwise. Motherfucking Gamgee, man.
And, like, it's a big deal for a hobbit to use food as a weapon. As he said, waste of a good apple. So.
The absolute smoke that Bill was asking for that Samwise delivered in that moment. Iconic. Truly an iconic moment. You know what? If anything, everybody complains about there being so many things left out of the Peter Jackson movies from the books. I'm mad we didn't get that. Just to let us all know that Samwise had that dog in him.
So they continue on their journey. There's not much. Isn't this an amazing piece of art? This is by the lovely artist Turquoise Sky on DeviantArt. So shout out to all the artists doing the Lord's work out there. I don't think there's much mentioned of Bill between like here and Rivendell. But you know, just keep in mind that like all the drama that's going down and Bill the Pony's just there. Mm-hmm. He's just there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the gang gets to Rivendell, and this is actually the best time in Bill's life. Oh no, am I missing a? Oh no, I'm missing a bookmark. It's fine.
No.
I'll find it.
Okay,
here we go.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
I found it immediately. Let's see. So yeah, they decide that they're going to take Bill the Pony with them. And it says that stay in Rivendell had worked a great wonder of change on him. He was glossy and seemed to have the vigor of youth. It was Sam who had insisted on choosing him, declaring that Bill, as he called him, would pine if he did not come. So here I believe is the first mention of his name, Bill the Pony, that Sam named him. And then Sam says, that animal can nearly talk, and would talk if he stayed here much longer. He gave me a good look as plain as Mr. Pippin could speak it. If you don't let me go with you, Sam, I'll follow on my own. So Bill was going as the beast of burden, yet he was the only member of the company that did not seem depressed. So here we see that Bill the Pony has a keen sense of adventure. He's excited for this when everyone else is dreading it. He's like, this is the most amazing time in my life. I liken it to, maybe this is too severe, and I'm remembering that we're in front of a live studio audience. So there is a person, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who was abused by her mother, a very severe case of Munchausen by proxy. It's this very infamous true crime story.
Yeah.
And she was in jail. I believe she was recently released. In jail for the murder of her mother. But she was so, like, medically abused that she gained weight in prison and became healthier in prison, which is a testament to, like, what her life was like before.
Jeez.
So I'm sorry, Gypsy Rose, if you happen to be listening or watching, that I'm comparing your very difficult life to Bill the Pony. But that's how severe his abuse was, is that on this journey, he now has a new sense of life and purpose within him.
Wow. That is a glow up. I love that. Okay.
I know that was very intense.
Amazing. This is I don't know what I expected when I hopped onto this Zoom call.
That's what they
I
all
didn't
say.
expect this, but I'm so glad I'm here for this.
Was that I'm checking the chat to be like, wow, that was a wildly inappropriate reference, Mary Clay.
We
You're out
haven't
of
been
here.
canceled. You haven't been canceled yet. And I learned after the last time we recorded a Drunk Middle Earth History, which, by the way, you can find wherever podcasts
Mm-hmm.
are at Drunk Middle Earth History from the That's What I'm Talking About podcast.
From the
Um,
cinematic universe.
the TCU, the Tolkien Cinematic Universe, which I guess is going to exist now because of the Warner Brothers animated movie, War of the Rohirrim.
We're not gonna worry about it. We're not gonna worry about
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay.
We're
I
not gonna worry about it.
takes
Honest to
place in the same
God, I
universe,
still
same
don't believe
studio.
that movie is gonna come out. I firmly
Uh,
believe I will believe it when my butt is in a theater seat and it's in front of me, you know? Like I don't believe it's coming out. But anyway, yeah, our Bill the Pony is very excited by this journey, in which, remind you, he has, come on, slideshow, been chased by ring wraiths. He is
mm-hmm.
dragged up the Misty Mountains, and he's
Mm-hmm.
carrying everyone's gear. And this
Mm-hmm.
is the best time of his life.
Keep in mind, he has to go back down the mountain again, which is arguably the more dangerous way to go to travel on a mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
More people die on the descent of Everest than going up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I just
Yeah.
think it's crazy that people are like, this mountain that kills people, let me climb it.
ADHD.
Think that would be cool. No, I think that's more like a superiority complex of being like, I can defeat this mountain. No one else
Porque no los
can.
dos. Yeah.
So, yeah, they're on their way. And as they're realizing that they're going to have to cross through Moria, there's a very sad realization in the group. But in any case, we cannot take the poor beast into the mine, said Gandalf. The road under the mountains is a dark road, and there are places narrow and steep which he cannot tread, even if we can. Poor old Bill, said Frodo. I had not thought of that. And poor Sam. I wonder what he will say. I am sorry, said Gandalf. Poor Bill has been a useful companion, and it goes to my heart to turn him adrift now. I would have traveled lighter and brought no animal, least of all the one that Sam is fond of, if I had my way. I feared all along we should be obliged to take this road. So we have found out that unfortunately Moria is not pony friendly.
Yeah, it's mostly steps, and horses can go up and down steps. I did just Google that, so
It's
there's a
cows
fun
that can't
fact.
go down steps.
That's correct. But horses, from what I have read over the last 30 seconds on Google, it's more like a ha ha ha, or they just view it as a jump and try and parkour it to the other side of the
Also,
staircase.
I just like, like they're in Moria and like the number one thing is like, be quiet. Don't make a sound. And can you just met the clip clop, like echoing in the dark? Like
the Balrog is like, what is that
what
loud noise? I need to stay hidden. Actually, you bring
Bill the pony in to ward off the Balrog.
You tell me that the Balrog wouldn't hear the hoofs of that beast, Bill the pony, and go, oh, absolutely not. I am staying
I'm out of
here.
here.
Let you go. You pass.
But then
You pass. I let
actually,
you pass.
that would mean Gandalf doesn't become Gandalf the White, which could theoretically throw off the entire course of Lord of the Rings, and that the ring is therefore never destroyed. So Bill the Pony is too strong for his own good, and it is not his mission to defeat or deter the Balrog.
Pretty sure you just described Tom Bombadil. As well, so.
He is too powerful. Tom Bombadil and Bill the Pony are one and the same. I actually think Tom Bombadil is just like, I mean, Bill the Pony is Tom Bombadil in a horse form, in a pony form.
Good night, everyone. That's I'm done.
Okay, well, I'll just do this presentation
Mary,
by myself, like I said.
it's your turn now.
So anyway. How we all doing out there?
You can't just drop that on me.
I I
You
broke down.
can't
Yeah,
do
I'm
this
really
to me.
good at dropping these absolutely insane theories that just seem to
Just
short
the
circuit Dawn.
the audacity you have to just suggest because it's so dumb it
Strange
might
Charm
be
in chat
true.
said it's not said Moria is not wizard friendly either.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Hashtag too soon.
Oh, okay. Well, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Let's
So,
keep going.
unfortunately, this does lead to a very upsetting, sad goodbye, where Sam is realizing they have to leave Bill the pony behind. Or is it a sad goodbye? So
Oh!
he's very upset and he's mad at Gandalf and he said, it'd be nothing short of murder to turn him loose with all these wolves about. It will be short of murder, I hope, said Gandalf. He laid his hand on the pony's head and spoke in a low voice. Go with words of guard and guiding on you, he said. You are a wise beast and have learned much in Rivendell. I love I'm cracking up. God. Okay. Anyway, make your ways to places where you can find grass and come in time to Elrond's house or wherever you wish to go. So this is like for anyone who grew up in the church, when you go up to get communion and you haven't done communion yet. And so you cross your hands over your chest and then like the priest like blesses you. That's what this feels like. This has that same energy. Second, I love you have learned much in Rivendell. What has this pony learned? I just cut to Bill the pony in like Elrond's library with like these ancient tomes on a desk in front of him.
You ready for that? You ready for another Nickelodeon 90s cartoon reference?
Please, yeah.
Do you remember that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob dreams that Gary is smart and he's like wearing a
Yes.
coat and in the library and like there once was a man from Peru who dreamed he was eating his shoe. And I'm just imagining Bill the Pony in like some sort of smoking jacket with a
Mm-hmm.
drink and a pipe, just like, yes, the history of Gondolin, first age, written by Glorfin. Well, great book, dude. That's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah, excellent. So this is something that I did not pick up on in my first read, that Gandalf like gives him a blessing. I guess
Yeah.
like with this chapter, this is happening in the chapter where they're like in front of the gate, they're doing the whole speak friend and enter thing. The Watcher in the Water comes out. So like there's a whole lot of other stuff happening. So this was not something that I picked up on when I was reading it. But in hindsight, this is the most beautiful thing that I think Tolkien could have written. That he was like, I have to bless Bill the Pony. I
hmm
have to. It's a
hmm
requirement.
Bless me, Gandalf, for I have sinned. Sorry, that was
That's what it feels like.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. It's
Oh, man.
go with words of guard and guiding on you,
Yeah.
which is okay. That's basically just like a shield. Bless you. It's basically just like a good shield thing from a
You don't have
bless
to
you.
bless me again. Okay, there we go.
Okay, well, next time you sneeze, I'll yell out something else.
Okay. You can yell out, fuck you. That works too.
No, no, no. I was gonna do the Mabim Bam, my brother and me reference where they just go, heard,
Bless me,
chef.
Gray Daddy. Oh, man.
Oh,
These are
okay.
great.
Anyway, sorry, we were filming a podcast, I think.
So Bill the pony goes off, and then we thank goodness do see him again later on in life. um so at the end of Return of the King, what are you laughing at? What?
Sorry, I'm
This
just
is a very
thinking
serious
about
podcast.
you know how Tolkien left a lot of things as like loose ends. Like
Actually,
I'm just
famously,
thinking,
no, he didn't. Because this is
no,
an
he
example of that, where he was like,
oh
I have to make sure that people know what happened to the pony.
yes, yes, but there are still you can read the entirety of Tolkien's Legendarium beyond the trilogy, The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, and still have some questions unanswered. Who is Tom Bombadil? What type of creature is Goldberry? Why didn't they just take the eagles to Mordor? All of these unanswerable questions, you know what I mean? But yet he devotes an entire couple of paragraphs to the idea of Bill the pony just being reunited, okay? He could have told us about Gandalf and Tom Bombadil's conversation at the end of Return of the King, but instead we get a couple paragraphs worth of, oh, remember that horse from a couple years ago when you read that book? He's back. Do you remember him? Probably not. Anyway,
I remembered. I won't.
doesn't count. You're a horse girl,
My
whether by
journal.
proxy or
I'm actually not. I'm actually. There's a very good chance I'm actually allergic to horses. Because my mother is allergic to horses.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay. What? I went through so many emotions in such a short period.
What that I'm
of
not.
time.
Although I will say the first American Girl doll that I owned was Felicity, who is the horse girl of the American Girl dolls.
Yes.
This is not the first time that I've talked about the American Girl doll universe this week.
Have we talked about this before previously?
Probably. I talk about the American Girl dolls a lot.
Shailene Woodley was. Did you see the movie?
Oh heck! Of course,
Yeah.
I saw it. I was just talking on a different podcast recording about how insane it was that the Kit Kittredge American Girl doll movie had like Joan Cusack, Stanley Tucci, Jane Krakowski, like a star-studded cast.
The dad from Superman, the dad from the Smallville Superman show.
He's a little less known than me, to me for that one.
Oh well, I
yeah. Everyone in the chat, sound off. What American Girl doll did you all have?
God, I think my sister had a lot of them. There was Kit, the millennial one. There was Felicity. There was Samantha.
Yeah.
Anna Sophia Robb, the first
Samantha,
American
that
Girl
bitch.
movie.
Not supposed to be, but like it's like not like that bit like oh that bit like that bitch Samantha.
Oh, it's a good use
I guess so. Yeah, hers is kind of because her problem is that she's an orphan with a rich grandma.
Okay.
And Addie's problem is that she was previously a slave. So like potato.
No, very much not that at all. It is very much potato slavery.
I would
They're
say
very different.
Like the ranking of problems that they all encountered, like Molly was cranky because they took in a girl from England whose house was bombed. Hers was World War II. And she was like upset about that. No, Molly's dad doesn't die. He goes missing. This is it. This is in the book, like Molly's surprise, maybe, or like Molly grows up or something.
Hang on, real quick, Mary Clay. It has occurred to me now, and I'm seeing it in the Twitch chat. Some of the people watching us are not Americans, so I will very briefly say American Girl dolls were the they're Barbies,
toys, they're dolls.
They're baby dolls, but they are I was going to make some sort of snide remark as like they are the conservatives' answer to liberals' Barbie dolls of the early 2000s to promote.
I don't know, because I feel like American Girl doll is all about like empowering young girls.
Was it also not potentially a tool for American propaganda?
Potentially, yeah. So the whole thing about the American Girl dolls is that they there's like an OG lineup where there are certain dolls that have a story. They're like a part in history. They have like a historical fiction essentially.
Oh. So the aspect their hook is there's books that are history books.
Yes, and so there's Addie who I'm pretty sure her first book is about her like escaping slavery. So like that is like on a whole other level of insanity.
Yeah.
There's Kirsten who immigrated from Holland. Hers is like in the 1890s, early 1900s. I specifically remember that her friend Marta, this is in like the first chapter in her first book, spoilers.
This is wild.
her friend Marta dies of cholera on the boat over to America in the
That
first
happens
chapter.
a lot. That happened a lot in real life.
Yeah.
This is like, hey,
Samantha's
kids,
was about Samantha was like in the
Great Depression, right?
1910s. I
Yeah, Great
honestly
Depression,
no,
factories,
that
economic hardship.
Kit Kittredge. Kit was the Great Depression doll.
Oh,
She was also my favorite. And Molly was the World War II doll. Felicity was the American
Revolutionary
Revolution doll.
War.
She
Yep.
lived in Williamsburg. Which I
How
just
do
point
you
out
know
because
all
I
of
live in
this?
Virginia. Because
Oh, amazing.
I was a young girl in the 90s and 2000s. I
Fair.
had an older sister. I very luckily had affluent parents at that time. And we got American Girl dolls for Christmas, I think like several years in a row. We would like
Right
each
on.
get an American Girl doll. Yeah.
Right on.
But this is not about the American Girl dolls.
Welcome to Obscure American Girl Doll Facts.
This is
I'm
about
not your host.
um
This is about
uh
Bill the Pony.
this
Bill
is
the
about
Pony?
I was trying to be like this is
We
about
can
our
get us
favorite
back.
American Girl doll, Samwise Gamgee.
Oh, no. This is a story about everyone's favorite all-American Samwise Gamgee, who is historically not American and would be very anti most of America in terms of
Probably.
politics,
Yeah.
social structure, capitalism, foreign policy. So
So
pretty much anti-America.
yeah. Anyway,
actually.
speaking of Samwise Gamgee, here
Yes, Bill the Pony.
is exclusive footage from a deleted scene where Sam and Bill the Pony are reunited.
What?
It's actually the ending of the movie Homeward Bound because the name of the chapter that they are reunited is literally called Homeward Bound.
Oh my God, that's such a deep cut. I'm so happy right now.
For anyone in the chat who wasn't traumatized as a child, this is a movie in which a family moves and their three pets get lost and find their way back home, and the ending is like the animals finding their way back to the children. And and Shadow is the name of the golden retriever, and he's like, Peter, my boy, oh how I missed you so. And it's if you want to ugly cry. Oh, it's they go on vacation. Oh, I thought it was that they moved or something. I couldn't remember.
This
it's been a while.
Such a deep
It's
cut.
been a while since I've watched
This
that
is
because
such a deep cut.
I have not watched it purposefully.
The chapter title you included that.
It's called Homeward Bound. That was my very first thought.
You had the this is the best joke you've told all night, and you've told so many good jokes.
Cool.
tonight.
I'll go home. This is the best I'm gonna do.
This no,
end the
no,
stream
please
here.
keep going because everyone is better than the next. Please. This
So
is
yeah,
so
it's
incredible.
literally called Homeward Bound, the chapter in which they find out. So everything has happened, right? The hobbits are on their way home. They stop in Bree. They stop in the Prancing Pony and talk to Barlaman. And he tells the hobbits something like if you recollect Bill Ferny and the horse thieving, his pony as you bought, well, it's here. Come back all of itself it did. But where it had been to but where it had been to you But where it had been to you, no better than me. It was as shaggy as an old dog and as lean as a clothes rail, but it was alive. Nob's looking after it. What? My Bill? Cried Sam. Well, I was born lucky. Can you imagine? Samwise Gamgee just came back from Mordor alive. And he says, I was born lucky after finding out that Bill the Pony came back and is alive. I was born lucky, whatever my gaffer may say. There's another wish come true. Where is he? Sam would not go to bed until he had visited Bill in his stable. So this is when I want Lord of the Rings 1.5, which is Lord of the Rings told from the perspective of Bill the Pony. Because
like the Timon and Pumbaa
yes,
Lion King.
precisely. because which is based off of, by the way, if you don't know, so what's the name? Yeah, The Lion King is based off of Hamlet. Lion King 1.5 is actually based off of a play called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. Oh, which Lord of the Rings connection, Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan are starring in a production of that. I'm pretty sure this coming up January, or maybe it was this past January, like somewhere in Canada. And I literally looked up like where this is, how to get there. It was very expensive. It's never gonna happen.
This is amazing.
And so I think we could call Lord of the Rings 1.5. We could also call it like Bill the Pony is alive instead of like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, you know? Something like that. Because like the last we see of Bill the Pony, he's released outside of Moria. And then all this shit happens. And this pony amazing. Here, let me go back to the map. Oh shoot, I meant to draw out his route to be like, this is where this poor little boy went. So he started here, right? Where let's see, where I have to get
Mines of Moria is right in I'm pointing to my screen as if you could see my finger.
Okay, so here are the missing. Oh yeah, there's the Moria gate. Okay. So Bill the Pony went like all the way here and all the way back just by himself. Just wandering around on his own. And you know, as what's his face? Barliman says, he's skinny as a rail, looking malnourished, not looking good, but he was alive. I made a lot of slides.
Oh, Mary Clay.
So I want to know what he got up to back then,
Would you like to write a one-shot TTRPG with me that is Bill the Pony's adventure in between the time it takes him to get from Moria to being reunited with Sam?
Okay. Here's the thing. I give you full permission to do that because now this is going to shock you. I know nothing about D&D.
This is the best day of my life. Keep going.
Remember, my shtick is not knowing things.
That's a great point.
So, where's my mouse?
So you're Jon Snow? Sorry.
It's another reference I don't know.
Sorry. You gotta know about Game of Thrones.
Here's the thing. I watched the first minute of Game of Thrones and I was like, it's literally like someone on a horse riding through an empty, like a field of snow. And it's like that for like the first solid minute. And I was like, when is anything happening? And then it was just this guy riding on a horse in the snow. And I was like, I'm done. And that was it. So.
Oh, wow. There was so much in that sentence that wow.
But I have watched the entirety of Degrassi. That's where I invest my time. So Bill the Pony becomes a noble steed at last. My favorite thing is saying absurd things and then marching onward.
Usually the two things are related, Mary Clay. Degrassi is not like Game of Thrones, except for that one episode where Drake gets shot.
Rough. I mean, that's what I'm saying is that I chose to invest. Some people choose to invest their time in Degrassi, and some people, Degrassi: The Next Generation, and whatever the Netflix one was. That was like for 4 seasons.
There's more? Is Drake in that one too?
No, he's not. Excuse you, Aubrey Graham. Watch yourself. His name is Jimmy. His name was Jimmy. Chat, did you guys know this? Drake, before he was Drake, his name is Aubrey Graham, and he was a high schooler on the show Degrassi. His name was Jimmy. He got shot in the school shooting and was wheelchair bound and then became a rapper. It's insane.
Hang on. You're doing a disservice. He's one of the most popular artists in the hip hop genre.
Yeah, and he got his start on Degrassi.
It is. Anyway, we didn't come here to talk about Drake. Let's carry on about Bill the Pony. Not Drake the rapper.
Yes, Degrassi was absolutely not even like Grey's Anatomy. It was just like don't worry about the people who are lost. We'll get back on track in just a minute. It's like a soap opera, an after school special soap opera. It's insane.
It's Boy Meets World, but it's Canadian.
No, but
Heavier than that, probably.
Heavier,
Well,
more
Boy Meets
extensive,
World.
whatever. It's all
Yeah.
on
Anyway,
YouTube. It's all free, which tells you about the quality of the show.
is it really?
So Sam leaves Bree
Wait,
with
no,
Bill
it's
the Yes, it's all on YouTube. It's all on YouTube for free.
no.
I mean,
That's
at least
so
it was the last time I watched it.
okay. Carry on.
So they leave Bree with Bill the pony. Now remember this guy, Bill Fernie. This is another picture I got from a wiki.
His face is like a Van Gogh painting.
This is apparently like a trading card or something. It didn't either it didn't say or I just didn't read like what trading card or what card game this is specifically from.
As far as I know, the official one that I have is a movie tie-in, but those are all live action photos.
Yeah, so someone took the time to draw this out. And we
Okay.
learn that Bill Fernie is a shill because Saruman comes to town and is like, I'm going to take over. And Bill Fernie's like, dope, I can get on board with that. And he becomes one of the ruffians that... Side note, if you've only ever watched the movies, this is a whole side plot that Peter Jackson was like, it's hour 3. We don't have time for that.
Wow.
Where the hobbits come back to the Shire and like everything is fucked up because Saruman came in and took over the Shire. And they like lead this whole revolution. This sounds like absolute fan fiction that like it sounds so nonsensical, like out of the context of the films to be like, yeah, the hobbits come home and lead a revolution.
They did skip that part in the movie,
Yeah.
and I get why they didn't, but I wish they had anyway.
The biggest question I had going into the movies was how the hell are they going to adapt the Scouring of the Shire? Because when I was reading the book, I was like, oh, this is so lovely. Like we're winding things down. And then I was like, just kidding. We have another side plot. And I was like, oh my God. Like, we didn't need this. But Tolkien,
it's the side quest.
Tolkien wanted this theme, this idea that because it was very true to his life that like he didn't go to war and come home and everything was fine and dandy and untouched. Like the hobbits in the movies come home and like life goes on, everything's it's as if the war never happened, but that's just not true to life. And that's what Tolkien wrote, is that like you come home and this bubble that you thought was safe has been, touched by like the evils of the world. So they encounter Bill Fernie trying to go back into the Shire. And Merry and Pippin, who are wearing their like Rohan and Gondor gear. They're like a foot taller than all the other hobbits now because they drank the Ent draft. Kind of like run him off. And then
Bye-bye.
The absolute best thing happens. So Bill Fernie, so actually it's very funny because they go up to the gate and they're like, Bill Fernie, you give us that key now. And then he like opens the door to the gate and then like he goes to like give them the key and then he does the thing where like he throws it and then runs in the opposite direction.
The John Mulaney second wallet bit, but
Oh yes, that's good.
effective.
See, I was gonna go with that bit from Parks and Rec where Ben Wyatt is Leslie and Ben are having a fight, and then she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, really? Why? Like you want?" And he's like, "You want to know why? Well, because." And then he just runs in the opposite direction.
I love
It's like,
it.
oh, that's very interesting. Why? Why? Because off. So,
By the way, I do just have to give a quick shout out before we keep going.
please.
Whitney in the chat, smoking glue guns, has not seen the extended editions and hasn't read the books. So therefore, the fact that the hobbits are taller, which is a scene that only appears in the extended edition of the movies, is just completely missing.
Yeah, it is
You've
weird.
gone-
Yeah, and
Yeah, it
it's
is
also
very
just like
strange.
kind of like a funny detail. Okay, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing, Midge in the chat with the correction draught. I was corrected during chapters where they drink, I'm just going to say Entwash because I don't know how to say this word anymore because in the original episodes, like 4 years ago now at this point, where I was reading these chapters where Merry and Pippin drink the Entwash, it's spelled like Draught. and I pronounced it draught. And then I had people after where the episode came out being like, it's pronounced draft. And I was like, but it's spelled draught. And everyone was like, it's draft. And I was like, okay. And now I'm just afraid to say this word.
It is draft. It's a British, including the U in favorite, or aluminium with the adding or subtracting a letter, but they sounded the same.
Sure.
Like
Cool.
eggplant and aubergine. I'm kidding. That's
I'm
not.
like, those are different words.
They are. They are
Don't
fully
confuse
different
me
words.
like that. Don't do this to me, Don.
Sorry. Carry on. We're so,
So
deep. I assume we're deep into this. This is.
Yeah. We still got 8 more slides left.
Oh Jesus. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
I'm here for the long haul. Yeah, he runs off. As he passed the ponies, one of them let fly with his heels and just caught him as he ran. He went off into the night. He went off with a yelp and was never heard of again.
Yay.
Neat work, Bill, said Sam, meaning the pony. And this is such a wonderful bookend moment, like father, like son, where Sam's first interaction with Bill Fernie is throwing the apple at him. And then their last interaction with Bill Fernie is Bill kicking him in the head. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just
Karma
so poetic?
is my pony. Karma. What's that Taylor said? Karma is the pony.
Karma
in the
is the
Shire.
guy on the Chiefs. That's all I know.
Yeah. I'll think of lyrics for 5 minutes and then we'll.
20 minutes later, Don will
Yeah,
chime in
yeah.
and I'll be like, cool, so you weren't paying attention at all to the last 20 minutes.
I can multitask. I've been in live chat this whole time. Let's keep going. Forehead kisses. Yay.
Forehead kisses. So everyone has one final journey together. Frodo and Sam, as well as, well, it's probably not their final journey because they do have to go back to the Shire. But when Frodo goes to the Grey Havens, Sam rides with him on Bill the Pony. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever heard in your life? Beautiful.
Brings a tear to my eye.
Now, we don't know when Bill the Pony sadly passes. It is not noted in the appendices. Therefore, we can assume that Bill the Pony lives forever and is immortal. Because
I knew you were gonna do
so
that.
many things are noted in the appendices, but not Bill the Pony's death. So
oh my God,
if
you're
Tolkien
right.
didn't mention it,
Oh my God,
he did
you're
not die.
right. This is
He's immortal.
outstanding. This is the strongest piece of
time
investigative
is it?
journalism I've
How
ever
long
seen.
have we been going?
I don't. We've been going an hour and 15 minutes, and it's not enough. I need triple this.
So now we're going to get into some fun stuff, which is all the different ways that Bill the Pony has been adapted. Here's another lovely piece of art by Dejan Delic on DeviantArt. Again, I love all the different styles that people have. Beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, I have some problems with one Ralph Bakshi.
I was wondering if this is going to come up.
So for those of you that don't know, there was a movie of Lord of the Rings that was released, in the 1970s, and it was rotoscoped. It was created by this man named Ralph Bakshi. And it ends like at the Battle of Helm's Deep. And like, that's how it ends. Ralph Bakshi was on mountains of cocaine when they made this movie. Mountains of cocaine. And you can tell. It does, however...
Mary Clay.
What? This is true. This is real life.
Okay.
What is your rebuttal to that? It was
I
the
don't have
70s.
one.
How can you not, like, watch Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings and tell me that man was not on cocaine when he made this?
In good conscience, I can't. But never mind. Keep going.
Hey, I want to look up, there's someone on YouTube who did like a really cool series all about like Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings. And like why it turned out the way it did. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. It's by Folding Ideas. So if you're ever
I
curious,
love folding
it's called An
ideas.
Exhaustive History of Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings. Very
Yeah.
cool video. And I'm pretty sure he also says that Ralph Bakshi was doing mountains of cocaine when they made this movie. So, Bill the Pony does appear in this. However, he is eaten by the Watcher in the water.
Yeah.
They are the Fellowship is outside Moria. They get in, and the Watcher starts creeping its little tentacles out of the water, and everyone starts running in. And then Bill turns to look at the tentacles, and that's the last shot we see of him. And then we cut to the Fellowship running into Moria, and you hear Sam go, "Poor old Bill." And I mean, you don't. I mean, I guess he could have escaped, potentially. We'll never know because Ralph Bakshi stopped at Two Towers. We never saw if he somehow escaped the Watcher. But
Play.
what?
For the record, what I'm about to say is a joke. For all of you people that complain about Rings of Power, where were you when Ralph Bakshi had the audacity to kill Bill the Pony? Where were your tweets? Where were your 45-minute long YouTube rants when this man on a mountain of cocaine, I think, probably, almost assuredly, killed Bill the Pony?
It's absolutely awful. But thankfully that's like the worst of it. That's the worst of it. We're gonna get it. But I again, what the fuck is your problem, Ralph Bakshi? Like, you killed an innocent pony.
You did.
Although this does track back to The Hobbit, where Tolkien writes in a detail when they like go into the mountains, and it's like, and I'm very sad to say that the dwarves never saw those poor old ponies again. For the goblins have a taste for ponies, and I'm like, Tolkien, you didn't have to write that. You didn't have to tell me that. Yes, hashtag justice for Bill. Absolutely. Let's get a trend.
Hashtag justice for Bakshi's Bill.
Okay, I believe this is from the Magic the Gathering set, but I don't have okay, cool. That's why I think, because I wasn't sure if it was just like fan art. But this is such a majestic, beautiful picture. Are you kidding me? So fucking cute.
If I may, you know the Disney movie Tarzan and how people like to say, you know, Phil Collins didn't need to go so hard on this soundtrack. I think Christina Kraus didn't need to go so hard on the artwork for Bill the Pony, but oh my goodness, she did.
Did she do like all of the art, or was it different artists?
No. It was many different artists,
okay.
But you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner of the card.
Yes, this one is by Christina Kraus, but I would say in general, the Magic the Gathering artists did not have to go that hard. Like,
no, but they did.
Like the art for Goldberry, I saw that and was like, "Are you kidding? This is we barely even see Goldberry, and this is like a piece of like ancient Roman art."
Goldberry does have a card, but she is more thick water nymph,
yes,
than majestic pony of
Middle Earth,
yeah.
Okay, what comes next? Oh, that's right. Okay, great. I love surprising myself about what's in my own PowerPoint. Where do I put us? Right there. So obviously, finally, we come to this adaptation that we're almost familiar with, which is Peter Jackson's trilogy, The Fellowship of the Ring. The horses in Fellowship of the Ring were Shane, a Palomino quarter horse, who is actually a normal sized horse. Not a pony, but as like many things with the filming, they had a larger horse in order to make the hobbits look smaller. So I imagine that's what this was. Cause like, it's really funny. Cause like when you look at the proportions of like these horses in these shots, like that's very obviously wild. Not a pony. That's a horse.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a whole thing, but you know, it's it's kind of what they had to use. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily mind that. The fact that they cut all of Bill's iconic moments from the movie just sort of
Terrible.
doesn't lend itself. Yeah.
There was a pony that was used, a Shetland pony named Rastus. So they did also have a pony in the mix, as well as stunt actors, which was a revelation. I don't know if you saw this TikTok, Dawn, but I would say a lot of people on TikTok, me included, learned this year that there were stunt actors who did some of the shots for Bill the Pony. Because
when that video came out,
go ahead.
I woke up to 250 tags the morning after that video came out.
Which just goes to show how extensive like the behind the scenes extras are. That like more like people will post stuff and no one will know anything about it and be like, oh my God. Or like, even if you did know about it, you've forgotten about it because there's so much like lore with just the creation of these movies. Because like obviously like once I say this, everyone's gonna be like, well, duh, of course. They cannot helicopter a pony up the mountains of New Zealand. So obviously there had to be like two people in a horse costume for some of the shots. Like they can't like even Sean Bean didn't want to be helicoptered up.
If you can't get Sean Bean, who you are paying a ridiculous amount of money to helicopter up a mountain, and instead he walks, there's no way you're getting a pony there. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah. So there were stunt actors used. Katrina Talbot was the back end. And then I could not find her full name or professional name, but the TikTok name, as we'll get into in a minute, Bex Fitz was the front end of Bill the Pony. And yeah, a lot of this came out recently in this like one TikTok of like behind the scenes stuff, where they were filming and it's literally two people in a horse costume, horse costume.
You ready for this? Bex Fitz might be credited background actor Rebecca Fitzgerald.
Yes, I looked that up, but I could not confirm if that was the same person. I was like, it's probably likely. Seconds. It's likely. So yeah, here's some like behind the scenes shots with them in the little, and then this is the more terrifying part. It's just like the carcass of Bill the Pony lying in the snow. The costume.
Horrifying.
Yes.
Horrifying.
So, and this is where it gets really exciting. Because, and by really exciting, I mean anticlimactic. I like stitched this behind the scenes video because as you all can tell by now, I obviously love Bill the Pony. He means a lot to me. I love him. I respect him. So I was amazed in all the best ways to find out that there were stunt actors to talk to. Like this was absolutely wild. I don't think I'm pretty sure all of the horses involved in the filming are dead by now. I'm very sad to break that news to everyone, but it has been. Oh
yeah, because it's been
25 plus years.
Yeah,
so these horses are long gone.
I know Vigo's horse recently passed a couple of years ago. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, just a quick pivot. I did confirm it is Rebecca Fitzgerald.
Okay, great. Thank you for that confirmation. Yes.
I didn't get this nickname for no reason.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I made this stitch and I was like, that's incredible. These people are my heroes. This is incredible news. And then Bex replied and said, that's me. I was the front end of Bill the Pony.
Wait.
And
wait, what?
So here's the very like kind of like anticlimactic sad news, which is that I tried very hard to get in like consistent communication with Bex or Rebecca. And my ultimate goal was to have her be a guest. I'm sorry, Dawn. I hate to tell you. My ultimate goal is that she would have been the guest for this episode.
I will gladly take a backseat.
So this was like months ago. And I will say most of the communication issues were absolutely my fault because I'm terrible at checking messages, and some of her comments and her messages were going into like my requests, and so I wasn't seeing it. But
Oh, yeah.
we exchanged multiple conversations
Oh,
where
okay.
I was like, in this video, I like replied to the comment and was like, please do not be joking. Please do not be like trolling me. Please be real. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. I have all these pictures to send you from like behind the scenes. Like, here's my, like, let's talk. And she messaged me. And then this is where like I fell off the communication end because it went
Okay.
into my requests and I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
And
I've
I
had that
opened
happen
it like
before too.
months later and was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just now seeing this. She said that
Yeah.
she had sent me a bunch of like behind the scenes pictures that she had on Instagram.
Okay.
I think Instagram, once it's in your requests for a while, it like automatically deletes them because I didn't have
Mhm.
it. And I was like, I understand how annoying it might be to send me those again, but if you want to, here's my email address. Like, I would love to continue connecting about this. And unfortunately, she never replied. But again, this was like months after she
My
originally like
goodness.
reached out. So,
That's so wild that she's just out there as a like obviously I know
yeah.
abstractly that she exists as a person, but like that's so wild.
Someone can say, and if you look at the page for Katrina Talbot, she does credit like I was the horse's I was the horse's
You were the
arse,
horse.
the horse's ass in Lord of the Rings, which I think is, if I was the back end of Bill the Pony, that would be at the top of my resume, you know?
This is absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I'm here right now.
You know. So that does bring us to the end of our lesson today about Bill the Pony. And so in conclusion, I think we can all agree that Bill the Pony is first and foremost a brave boy.
Mm,
He is loyal. He is
mm,
optimistic. He
mm,
is tenacious, and
mm,
he is adventurous.
mm.
So I just thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Thank you for coming to my Bill Talk.
Oh my God, you have to cut whatever video platform you put this on, you have to cut right there because that is perfect. That is
Again, can you tell I made this last night in a fury of like, oh my God, this is brilliant? It's the kind of thing, it's not dissimilar to the energy that some of us might have had in college, where it's like, it's late the night before, you have to do a presentation, and you're like, you know what? Any ideas go.
no.
Anything
Okay.
goes.
Wait,
And then the
wait,
next
wait.
morning, you print out your essay and you go to hand it in, and you're like, oh no, maybe this was a mistake.
Can we can we make this the first inaugural Bill talk and then we just make this like some sort of recurring series where
I
someone has to make a PowerPoint. We're such drunk.
This is great. See, here's the thing. It's really funny because I made this and I was like, how am I going to fill at least an hour talking about Bill the Pony? It's an hour and a half later. Granted, I think we started like maybe 20 minutes in. I was like, there's more that I could go into because I was like, I can go into the history of Shadowfax, and my favorite obscure fact, Lord of the Rings fact, is that those moments when Frodo was in the Shire wondering where Gandalf was, and they're being chased by black riders. They're feeling abandoned. Where is Gandalf? Cut to Gandalf in a field stalking Shadowfax and taming him for 2 full days.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of nuance that's left out of the movies. And when you read the books for the first time, you're like, at face value, Gandalf it really feels like
Wait,
you should have
you
gotten
know
another
when
horse.
Frodo wakes up in Rivendell and he goes, "Where were you?" And then Gandalf has like a flashback to like, being captured by Saruman, and then he goes, "I was delayed." The part that was left out was him spending 2 days fucking around in a field trying to get Shadowfax. Ugh.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is.
So, thank you for coming to my Bill talk. How do I escape this?
I'm sorry.
I stopped
No.
share. That's it. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep my composure.
Please don't. Tell me how amazing that was.
I want to be invited back for all of these. Um,
Oh man, oh man.
yeah.
Well, all of these, this is the last one. Famously.
No, 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 no.
Okay, so now we have to do more Bill talks. People in
Oh,
the yeah, people. So this is normally where I would say, Don, tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
No, no, this is your moment.
But the people are asking where they can find. Well, first of all, you're finding me currently. You are looking at me live on the internet.
This is not a simulation.
This has been a live episode of the podcast. That's what I'm talking about, in which I experienced Lord of the Rings for the first time. Here's where I tell you that this is actually one of the last episodes I'll probably release for a year, because I started this podcast like 4 years ago now. And I'm sorry to all the people who like Tolkien out there, but I got very tired of him pretty quickly.
You put in the work, though. You put in the work. Here, actually, you know what? How about this? Here's your call to action. Hey, all you neurodivergent queer women with stomach problems and anxiety. If you thought this was fun, go listen from the very beginning because it's amazing. And I'm
Actually,
on a few
maybe don't
episodes.
listen from the beginning. The first couple episodes, not that good, especially because I had my microphone turned backwards. It was facing the wrong direction. This is a true story. So maybe start like halfway through Fellowship is when I start figuring out how to be a podcaster.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
And Dawn appears at some point when I start covering the movies, because that was when like I got on TikTok and like this concept of like Tolkien talk became a thing. And like having these like niche subcultures within TikTok and like finding people in this community. And yeah, so I've done the movies, I've done the Silmarillion, did coverage for Rings of Power, and then a whole bunch of other obscure shit, including the VeggieTales adaptation, Lord of the Beans. So if there's I would say I've Dawn and a lot of other Tolkien creators have the depth of knowledge. I would say I have a good breadth of knowledge.
Yes.
Included
It's
but not limited to
draft
Bill the Pony.
and breadth.
So yeah, but the big news though is that I am now starting a new podcast called Skywalk Before You Run, where I experience Star Wars for the first time. And so I am kind of bringing this chapter of That's What I'm Talking About to a close so that I can turn to this new exciting adventure. And that will be launching in January. So you can find that wherever podcasts are sold.
I'm so happy that you're doing this. I would love to be a part of it if you need a guest.
I feel bad every time I text you and ask you to be involved in things I do.
Not at all. This has been an absolute delight. Are you is your link in bio the lnk.bio link?
Yeah.
Is that you? Cool. I'm gonna post it in the chat so people
that's where you can find everything. Also, if you obviously if you're still with us, you're obviously a Lord of the Rings person. On Instagram at Tolkien About Pod, I make a lot of Lord of the Rings memes. So that might be your thing too, just like silly, goofy mood.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great. 10 out of 10.
Don, most of the people here are from you, but for the people who don't know who you are,
Yeah.
Where can the good people find you on the internet?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Marshall. I'm known online as the obscure Lord of the Rings facts guy. Mary has been kind enough to invite me on this podcast several times, and I've had an absolute blast every time. I will say, Mary, this is our best work together so
I
far.
think so.
I
I don't think we
I
can do any better.
I feel like we could push the envelope a little bit, but you are really if the quality has risen every time, and it has, I cannot wait to see what you do in the future.
That's so much pressure, man. No one listened to anything else I do.
Don't perceive her. Just kidding. Don't
Don't look at
perceive
me. Don't
her.
look at me. I was at a wedding last weekend with some of my like podcasting like friends I met online, and some of them were like, "Oh, you're the Tolkien podcast girl," and I was like, "Oh no," I was like, and they're like, he was like, "I listened to your podcast," and I was like, "Please don't," and everyone's like, "Why? You want people to listen to your podcast?" I was like, "Sure, but like, I don't want you to tell me that to my face, like face to face, like, like I know there are people out there that listen to it. I don't
Incredible.
want to know. I don't want to know."
It's the equivalent of I think I've said this before. Fans of Critical Role don't actually interact with each other. They just say, "Hey, I like your shirt," and keep walking.
Yeah, yeah, that's good enough for me.
That's
That
how
works
that
for me.
works.
Yeah. Well, this has been honestly such a magnificent time. I can't think of a better way to close out this chapter of That's What I'm Talking About than with this magnificent event. And hopefully, things will go according to plan this time. And I will actually get to end this podcast to do my other podcast. But I look forward to I don't know. I do want to do more silly live events like this. So yeah, follow on social media at Tolkien About Pod or at Skywalk Before You Run to stay up to date on all that info. Do you have any parting words for the viewers and the listeners, John?
Can I sing you the karma version that I've been writing for the last 20 minutes about Bill the Pony,
Please. I was
a
hoping
la
you
Taylor
would.
Swift lyrics? I'm not going to do the high-pitched voice. I'm just going to read you the lyrics in a sing-songy Broadway style. So we're going to pick up around the chorus. Because karma is my pony. Karma is a god. Karma lets his mane blow free on the weekends. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? He's sweet like honey. Karma is a horse sitting on my porch because he loves me. Flexing like a goddamn acrobat. Me and Bill vibe like that. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This has been That's What I'm Talking About, the podcast. Mary Clay Watt, a brilliant host. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know why you still invite me here. I am chaos
I don't
incarnate.
know why you still keep coming here. And that's what I'm talking about. Bye, everyone.
Yes.
Thanks so much for hanging out. This was awesome.